Hello there, Liverpool fans. Back with another video to talk about, well, the international break again. And of course, Liverpool going into the international break as the Premier League leaders, having beaten Fulham on Sunday and going 2 points ahead of Manchester City, basically, having played a game more. So we now find ourselves at the top of the league, which is a very, very outstanding position to be in, because usually at this time of the year in previous seasons, Liverpool's season would have been over and we didn't have anything to play for, barring if we're in any cup competitions or if we're doing well in the European Cup, the Champions League, which didn't usually happen. So we would probably be knocked out of everything by this stage of the season. And we're in the position now where we're fighting for two trophies, the Premier League, the Championship and the Champions League. So take your pick, Liverpool fans. I want both. I'm greedy, At this stage of the season, there's no point in holding back. As Liverpool fans, we should be asking for both, We should be expecting to win both trophies because we're good enough. And the fact that we got in the Champions League draw, we got Porto, so we have a very, very good chance to get to the semi-finals, where we will face probably either Manchester United or Barcelona. But looking at the quality, the quality between the two teams, I think Barcelona will beat Manchester United, unless there's some kind of miracle, some kind of bad showing from Barcelona. They will probably go on to win that game and get to the semi-finals. And we should definitely be beating Porto because we smashed them 5-0 last year in the Champions League. So this year we have to beat them again. We're a much better team than Porto, especially in European competitions, and we should be beating Porto, But we mustn't take them lightly. We have to take it seriously. We have to do our job, on the day of the match, the 9th, I think it is, 9th of April, at Anfield, and we get a good cushion to take back to Portugal, basically, for the second leg, and hopefully get a couple of goals, 3 goals, to take back to Portugal, and then just finish the job there and go through to the semi-finals. So yeah, I mean the Fulham game. I mean, if I'm going to review the Fulham game, it wasn't a very good match from Liverpool. If I'm honest, if I talk the truth. We didn't exactly play very good football, but we scored the goal in the first half. We should have gone on to get a second. I don't understand why we're holding back. We should have gone on to get a second goal and killed the game off in the first half. And then second half we could have, made substitutions earlier and probably rested a couple of players, so we wouldn't have to fight until the final minute of the game. And it turned out to be a bit of a tussle in the second half because we didn't finish it off, and Fulham started to gain confidence from the fact that we couldn't score the second goal, and they started to come at Liverpool. And I've never seen it happen this season. Virgil van Dijk with a short header to Alisson, who instead of trying to catch the ball with his hands or use his hands, tries to kick the ball away. And then he just, Ryan Babel, in between him and Van Dijk, Babel gets the ball, somehow gets past Alisson, and then he's confronted with an empty net, basically, and he puts it into the empty net, and it's 1-1. And you're thinking, here we go again, this is bloody Liverpool over the years, Just when we think we're going to do something, we're going to achieve something, we make a mistake and we fuck it up. Excuse my language. And yeah, so it went to 1-1, but the team didn't seem to lose that much confidence. It seemed to galvanise Liverpool. It seemed to give us a bit more energy to go on and get the second goal. And from a bit of fortune, the goalkeeper pulling Mane down from a shot from Salah, which he parried, he wasn't able to hold on to. And then Mane got himself in between the ball and the goalkeeper. And I think because of the panic, he started to panic, the goalkeeper. He pulled Mane down, thinking that Mane was going to get to the ball. He pulls him down. And it's a stonewall penalty. Now, I've even seen pundits on some of the channels, Sky Sports or this and that, saying that Mane went down too easily. You can clearly see from the replay that he was pulled down, man. What was he supposed to do? Of course he's going to go down, isn't he? This is a team going for the league championship, for the title. What do you expect in the 80th minute of the game, the 81st minute of the game? He didn't go down anyway. It was a foul because he got hold of Mane and he pulled him down, the goalkeeper. So he denied him, trying to get to the ball. He stopped him getting to the ball, basically. Now, whether he would have scored or not, that's a different matter, Mane. But it was definitely a foul. There's no two ways about it. It's a foul and it's a penalty all day long. So looking at the penalty situation, then we're thinking to ourselves, who's going to take the penalty? And because maybe 10 minutes before, I think 10 minutes earlier, Milner had come onto the pitch in about the 60th minute. He'd been, brought onto the field, and so we had Milner to take the penalty. I was thinking that they might give it to Salah, but then I think to myself, Salah hasn't really been in good form. So I don't really want him taking this penalty because, God forbid, if he misses, not only will he end up costing us the title, but his morale would be it'll go even lower down. So it'll be in a state, Salah, if he missed that penalty and he doesn't put it away, and then we end up, drawing the game, or God forbid we concede another one and we lose the game, then it's all on Salah's shoulder, and that'll put even more pressure on him to perform. So the safe option was for Milner to take it, and they put him in. He took the penalty, cool as you like, and he just sort of chips it down the middle of the goal. And the goalkeeper dives to the right, Sergio Rico, thinking that he's going to put it into the corner, and Milner just puts it straight down the middle. Basically, it wasn't a very powerful shot, but he knew how to execute it, and he put it straight down the middle. And it's 2-1 to Liverpool. And we hold on. We hold on for the 3 points and win the game. So it's 3 points in the bag. Another victory, a very important victory that takes us back to the top of the league. And we wait for the Tottenham game now, on the 31st of March at Anfield, which is probably, we keep saying this every week now since the beginning of the season, but this has got to be the most important game of the season, because not only is it coming back from the international break, but it's against one of the big teams, the top 6 teams at Anfield. And we need to beat them, no ifs or buts. We need to beat Tottenham, because one day before we play, I think, Manchester City come to London to play Fulham, the team that we beat before the international break. So I'm expecting that they take the 3 points. I can't see Man City, not winning that game unless there's some kind of miracle, or they have, they have a very bad performance and they don't turn up on the day. Apart from that, they should be winning that game easily, Man City. And so we have to beat Tottenham, basically, on the 31st to stay in front of them, to stay at the top of the league, having played a game more. But it doesn't matter, because thinking further down the line, Man City have a lot of games in the month of April. They have to play 2 Champions League games against Tottenham, an English team. Then they have to face them in the league as well. They also have to face Crystal Palace away from home, Manchester United away from home. So they've got some very tough games, and I can't see them picking up maximum points from all these games. Man City, they are a very good team. They were the champions of the league last year, but it doesn't matter. This amount of games is enough to derail any team. Could be the best team in the world. Doesn't matter. The fact that you'll be tired and you'll probably, you won't be able to perform to the top level, because there's going to be a lot of games in a short space of time in the month of April. So yeah, we can only hope, Liverpool fans. We can only think that way, think positively, and hopefully they do end up dropping points in these games. And if we can keep on winning our games and stay at the top of the league, because apart from the Tottenham and Chelsea games at Anfield, the other games we should be winning. We're playing the likes of Cardiff, Newcastle United, Huddersfield Town, Wolves. So we should be beating these teams easily and getting the 3 points. And so it's a very exciting part of the season for Liverpool fans, which it hasn't been for many years now, many seasons. Of course, we're very happy with the development. We're very happy with where the club's going, but we still need to win silverware. Now, I see, certain articles and certain Liverpool fans on Twitter or social media saying that Klopp has done a very good job and that he doesn't need to win silverware. You're talking rubbish, mate, honestly, because he's been here for 4 years. 4 seasons is more than enough for him to win something. He has to win something, man. Any manager, especially when you're a manager at a top team like Liverpool, Manchester United, Man City, Chelsea, you have to be winning trophies, man. You have to be. There's a demand, there's an expectation, especially with Liverpool fans, because we haven't won anything for 7 years since the 2012 League Cup final where we beat Cardiff on penalties. We haven't won a trophy. We've got to 3 finals, lost all of them in the Europa League, the League Cup, and of course last year in the Champions League final. We've lost all 3 of these finals, so there's still nothing to show for our progression. We have become a better team, don't get me wrong. We have, got better players in now. The quality, the calibre of player that we have in our first 11 is much better than what it was before Klopp came to the club. But that doesn't excuse the fact that we still haven't won anything. And, God forbid if we don't win anything in May, by the end of May, then for me it's going to be another failure this season, especially the fact that we were top of the league by 7 points. So there's no excuses for me. We have to, go for both trophies, but if we see that we can't do well in one of them, then we have to make sure that we win the other one, because either the league title or the Champions League, because it doesn't matter that there's other teams in these competitions. Liverpool Football Club, a team like Liverpool, expects to win trophies, whether it be the league, whether it be the Champions League. We should be targeting to win one of these trophies. And if we're not able to do it, then it is a failure, unfortunately. And Klopp's excuses will be over. He won't have any more excuses to say in the press conferences. He won't have any talking points, basically, because he's got the team now. He's got the squad of players. All he needs to do now is galvanise them and give them another, team talk, and try and push them over the line to win major trophies. This is the last step of the development process, the progression process. And if he's a good manager, as we all think he is, we know he is, then he should be able to do this. There's no excuses. Managers like Mourinho, Arsene Wenger, and this and that have done it before, haven't they? And even when they haven't won the league title, they've won other trophies with Manchester United and Arsenal, respectively, who for the past 5 or 10 years haven't been at their best. But even in these seasons, they've been able to win silverware. So it doesn't excuse that Liverpool have a very good team, a very good squad. So we should be able to win something. We should be able to get over the line and actually achieve something this season for the fans, man, for the club, because it's all well and good we're talking about progression, and look at where we were under Rodgers, look at where we were under Dalglish, but even Dalglish won a trophy. With that average team that he had in 2011-12, he won the League Cup, albeit on penalties. He got Liverpool to the FA Cup final. And Rodgers was brought in as a rookie manager to Liverpool in the 2012-13 season. And 1 year later, he made Liverpool into title contenders until the end of the season. We only lost it because of unfortunate circumstances, unluckiness. And, Man City went on to win it with a 2-point gap in the 13-14 season. So it's all well and good that we're praising Klopp and we're saying that he's a very good manager. He's a very astute manager, and he gives the players confidence. Yes, he does. And I criticise him from time to time when he makes the wrong choices in the first 11. And that's another point that I want to come to. I don't understand why Adam Lallana has been brought into the first 11, man. Come on. You've got Naby Keita there. You've got Shaqiri. There seems to be some kind of problem with Shaqiri. He's not even in the team anymore. He doesn't even come on as a substitute. So I don't understand what's going on. Surely, especially against Fulham, for instance, in the second half, you could clearly see that Lallana was not in the game. He wasn't doing anything. Even in the first half, he wasn't doing it much. He ran around, he put in the effort, but he didn't actually contribute anything to the game. You need creative players. You need energetic players, direct players, like Keita, like Shaqiri. And for some reason, Klopp doesn't use them. Oh, Keita was injured for the Fulham game, of course, but he had Shaqiri there. He could have brought Shaqiri on, and for some reason, unknown reason, he's not using him anymore. He's not utilising him in the team. So it's just baffling, very baffling. And we're fortunate that we were playing Fulham, because the way Lallana was playing, if he had played against any top six team, he would have been left behind. He seemed tired. He seemed lethargic. He seemed in the first half he was getting in the way of his own players when they're trying to pass the ball. They're trying to shoot a goal, and he would always be in their position in front of them. So I don't understand what he was doing. He seems to have not figured out the system, the way we play in the games, and so for me, I don't want to see him in the team, man. Honestly, keep him as a substitute, but don't bring him on. You can use Shaqiri, use Keita when he's back from injury, if he has got an injury, a serious injury. We should be using Keita and Shaqiri definitely before Lallana. So for me, this is a fundamental problem with Klopp. He needs to see this and he needs to rectify it, because these are the kind of mistakes, these are kind of wrong selections that will hamper the team in the long run. You can't do it in the Premier League, Jurgen. In the 16-17 season, I was one of Lallana's biggest fans, because he had an outstanding start to the season. And he, along with Mane and Coutinho, took Liverpool to the top of the league in the 16-17 season. But after he got that injury, it just seemed to, debilitate him. He just seemed to lose the pace, lose the quality that he had before. And it's a different kind of game now. From when he came to Liverpool, the way we play now is much different from what he was used to. And so for me, I don't understand all this Shaqiri business. And he needs to play more often, basically, because he is a world-class talent, Shaqiri, on his day. But to be on his day, he needs to have confidence. If you don't use him, you don't put him into the first 11, then the man is going to think to himself, what have I done wrong? What's going on? I'm training, I'm putting in the effort, but I'm not getting the reward at the end of it. And a player that was behind me in the pecking order, in Lallana, has now come in front of him again. And he's gotten into the first 11, whereas Shaqiri seems to have just been frozen out of the team for some weird reason. I don't know what happened with Klopp. Maybe they had a fallout, maybe they had an argument, but something seems to have gone down, because I can't see any other reason why he's not actually using Shaqiri. He's not putting him into the team. When he knows that we need creativity, we need cutting edge, we need guile in the midfield, so that we can finish teams off, we can get more goals. For instance, against Fulham, we should have gone on to win it 2 or 3-0. But we left it until the 2-1 from the penalty, and we were fortunate that we got that penalty. Because if he catches the shot from Salah, Sergio Rico, then that position doesn't even occur, the penalty position. And God knows what would have happened. We would have been running around like maniacs trying to get the second goal. And because we're desperate to get the winner, we might have even conceded at the end and lost the game to Fulham, who had nothing to lose, because they're something like 12 or 13 points away from the safety zone, from the relegation zone. No, they're in the relegation zone, so they're about 13 points away from safety with about 7-8 games to go. So they're virtually down now, Fulham. They can't come back from that, So, yeah, that's about it, Liverpool fans. The international break is occurring at the moment. The players have gone away with their respective countries for the upcoming qualifying games, European Championship qualifiers, or in Africa, or Latin America, or wherever it is, wherever we have players. And we just have to pray to God that they come back fit and fresh to go again for the Tottenham game, because we can't afford to have any injuries, man. God forbid. If we end up getting any injuries, then that will really damage us majorly for the upcoming games, and it will put a dent in us, a massive dent. And it will just give Man City the initiative, to go on and win it. So we need to make sure that they come back, fit, basically. No injuries, no bad situations, hopefully. And we carry on, We carry on for the final push of the season. 7 games from glory, man. 7 games. And only 5 games from glory in the Champions League, So 2 legs in the quarterfinal, 2 in the semis, and then the final, of course, 5 games. So in total this season we've got about 12 games to go. If we can get to the final of the Champions League, and until the end of the league campaign, we've got 12 games to go in total. So we have to make sure, Liverpool, that we take every opponent seriously. We saw what happened in the Fulham game. If you don't take your chances and you try and rely on a one-goal lead and you become too comfortable in the game, you could see at the end of the first half we were losing the ball. We were misplacing the passes. We were, not looking sharp up front. This is all from complacency because it was such an easy game to control. It became like a training session for Liverpool, not like a competitive match, a league match. And we started the second half in good fashion, but then I don't know what happens. After about the 55th minute, we seem to just retreat and go backwards instead of going forwards, and we allowed Fulham to come onto us basically, and they started to attack us. And from out of nowhere, because of the mistake from Van Dijk and Alisson, it was mainly down to Van Dijk. I can't blame Alisson that much because the header was too, it was not powerful enough to get back to Alisson, and Ryan Babel got in between them, took the ball, and scored the goal. Went round Alisson, scored the goal. So Van Dijk became too lazy as well. He became too comfortable in the game in the second half, and these are the kind of things that cost you, in the end, in a title race. These are the kind of mistakes that cost you dearly in the end. So we have to be careful to not do the same against Tottenham. Now, I have every confidence that we will have the belief, we will have the energy, we will have the hunger to go out and beat Tottenham, because we know what it means now. We're only 7 games away from glory, from the Championship. So the players have to be very up for the game. They have to be very happy to play the game. They have to enjoy it, but they have to have the intensity. They have to have the hunger to actually go onto the pitch and win the game. And if we do that, then very good, happy days. We're there. We're there or thereabouts. We're about to win the league in the first time in 29 years, which is about time, man. It's been too long. And so that will be a very major achievement for Liverpool. Now, if we can win the double, my words, that will be unbelievable, outstanding. I mean, I've never seen Liverpool win the European Cup and the league title in the same season. I don't think it's been done since, was it 1984 when they won the league and the Champions League, the European Cup, as it was known back then. So many years, since we've done it. In total, it's been 34 years, 35 years since it was achieved. So if we can do it this season, it'll be unbelievable. Liverpool fans will be delirious. They'll be over the moon. The celebrations, the kind of atmosphere that it will create between Liverpool fans, the kind of happiness that it will give everyone will just be unprecedented. We've never seen it in our lifetime. So yeah, that's about it, Liverpool fans. Thank you for listening to watching my latest video on Liverpool. Please like, subscribe to the channel, make your comments in the comment section below. It will be very much appreciated. I'll try to get back to anybody that writes to me in the comment section. I'll definitely reply to you, and we can have a conversation, whatever it is, based on Liverpool and what's going to happen for the rest of the season. Now, there was a news story in the online on Twitter and Facebook talking about Dybala coming to Liverpool. Now, whether that's true or not, whether it's just a rumour or there's some kind of semblance of truth in it, that would be a very good signing for Liverpool. Very good. This kind of quality player, young but quality player. He's played at the top level in club football. He's played for the very big teams. So if he comes to Liverpool, that will be outstanding. Really, I can only see Liverpool becoming even better next season with these kind of players in our team, Dybala. But I have one concern in the fact that Sadio Mane has been linked with Real Madrid, according to some newspapers and some articles. He's being lined up to be to sign for Real Madrid because apparently Zidane really likes Mane, the way he plays, and even from last season, I think when he was at Real Madrid, he wanted to sign Mane. And so that would be a very big blow to Liverpool. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but inevitably, if you're successful, you're gonna end up losing players because it's just the way it is. When you win trophies, when you win cups, even if you do tie them down to contracts, they're going to be attracted, aren't they? From teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona, these kind of players, or Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, they're going to be attracted to these teams, certain players. So even if we do lose one of our best players, God forbid, we need to bring in quality, the same quality, or there or thereabouts, that kind of level of quality. So Paulo Dybala, for me, I've always liked him as a player. I've always enjoyed the way that he plays football, and he seems like he has a cutting edge. He seems like he's a very skillful player, and he can do a lot of damage to opposition going forward. So we need these kind of players in the team. Timo Werner is another one, but for me, I think Dybala is better than Timo Werner. His all-round play, his quality is much better than Timo Werner. Maybe not pace-wise, but certainly technical ability and finishing ability in the penalty area. He's a very good player. Even free kicks, I've seen him score free kicks, Dybala. He's a very good free kick taker, set piece taker. So yeah, all in all, it would be a very good signing for Liverpool, and it would give the club another massive boost. The confidence, the morale of the club would just go up another notch again, another level with these kind of players. Being brought into the club, it can only be good for Liverpool for the future. So as I said before in one of my previous videos, I think we need a centre back to fill in for the players that we have, because Virgil van Dijk, he needs a partner that is consistent, that doesn't get injured all the time. And with players like Matip, Lovren and Gomez, there's always bound to be injuries. They seem to pick up a lot of injuries, these players, throughout the season, and we can't keep relying on these kind of players, injury prone players. We need players that are fit, players that have a good, bill of health, basically. They don't pick up too many injuries throughout the season. And for me, I said it before, if we buy Matthijs de Ligt, the Dutch player, or even Stefan de Vrij, another Dutch player who plays for Inter Milan, I think they're very good centre-backs, very good defenders, very solid players, and they're young as well. They can carry on playing for many years. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and we definitely need a playmaker, a central attacking midfielder, playmaker, creative attacking midfielder, the like of Coutinho or Fekir, Nabil Fekir, if we can go back in for him, because he's had another quality season at Lyon. And at the start of the season, they tried to trick Liverpool fans that he had a knee injury or this and that, and this is why they called off the transfer. And the man has gone on to have an outstanding season. So it seems to me that people are lying to Liverpool fans. They're making up stories to fit their agendas, whatever their agenda is, whoever they work for. They just they try to trick the fans, try to play games with the fans. And he's gone on to have another outstanding season, a quality season at Lyon, Nabil Fekir. And yeah, it's only a matter of time before he goes to another big team, because if Liverpool don't go in for him, then other teams will. Maybe another English team, Chelsea, I was hearing before, or even Barcelona, Juventus, whoever it is, Real Madrid. He could definitely sign for one of these clubs. So we need to, if I was FSG, if I was the club, running the club, then I would definitely go for Nabil Fekir and try and get him into the club, definitely. He's a very good player, kind of player that we need, with quality passing, with set-piece taking ability, even goals. He can score goals from inside the area, from outside the area. He's a very good player, very technically gifted player, and he will suit the Premier League. He can play in the Premier League, I feel. So we wait and see, Liverpool fans, as I said before, and as we're in the international break now. We have to wait until the 31st of March to play Tottenham. So we just have to hope and wait, see what happens to our players, trusting that they will come back in one piece, fit and fresh to go again for the final games of the season. And that's about it, Liverpool fans. Up the Reds. It's looking very good. We're getting there, step by step we're getting there. Hopefully we're going to win it, the Premier League title. We have to do it, man. Sometimes when I'm asleep, I keep getting thoughts of Liverpool, man. What's going to happen at the end of the season? I'm so nervous. I'm so overtaken by stress, by anxiety that I don't know what to do sometimes, because we're in such a position now that any slip, any kind of mistake, and we throw the title away or the Champions League. So I don't know what's going to happen basically, and these kind of things just make me worry for no reason. As Liverpool fans, we tend to worry anyway. We've become so accustomed to worrying, so accustomed to being stressed over the years because of the way our fortunes have gone. You know, Liverpool's fortunes, and we haven't done well in the league. You know, and other competitions. So hopefully this time we can do it, man. Hopefully this time we can get over the line and beat this Manchester City team to the title, which will be a massive achievement for any team, you know, any team in the league, but especially for Liverpool because we haven't won it for 29 years. We need to get that hoodoo away, you know, get rid of that hoodoo and start winning things again. Any kind of silverware would make me happy. If we can't win the Premier League, then winning the Champions League would be another major trophy to win, you know. So, but we should be winning the Premier League. We deserve to win it, man. You know, we've been at the top of the league since December, and then, you know, we lost it for a couple of weeks. Now we're back on top again. So it's just a matter of consistency, Liverpool fans. If they have the belief, if they have the, you know, if they believe in their ability to go on and win it, and they set themselves that target to win the league title, then they will do it, you know. With the teams that we've got left in the league, we should be winning all of the games left. You know, of course, Tottenham and Chelsea are not going to be easy, but even those games, we've got the quality, we've got the character, we've got the home support. We should be winning those games because they have nothing to play for, really. I mean, Tottenham are already in the Champions League and in the quarterfinals, so their only target is to get into the top four again, and they'll probably achieve that. So Chelsea probably won't even make the Champions League this season. They're fighting for the Europa League, so I think their mind will go towards, you know, winning that competition to try and get into the Champions League for next year. So we have to take advantage of these situations. We have to take advantage of the position that these teams are in and beat both of them. And then if we beat Chelsea and Tottenham, we should win it. You know, we should win the title, Premier League title. And I'm sure that Man City will drop points somewhere. They have to, man. They cannot go through the entire season and you know, not lose any more points. They have to drop something because they're still in the FA Cup semi-final. They've still got the 2 Champions League games against Tottenham. This is going to take a lot out of them. You know, they're going to be knackered. They're probably going to pick up injuries again. So they're bound to lose points somewhere down the line. I can't see them going through the last 7-8 games in the league and not losing any games. They're gonna, because this team has lost 4 times. Don't forget, Liverpool have only lost once. And that's what really pisses me off, the fact that we've only lost 1 game and we haven't been able to open up the gap with Man City. It's 2 points now, but because we've played the game more, when in truth it should have been 5 or 6 points, you know, maybe even 9 points at this stage of the season, because the draws that we had with Leicester and West Ham really put a massive dent in us, you know. We should have won these games when we were ahead in both of them. Maybe not so much the Manchester United and Everton games away from home, but especially the Leicester City and West Ham United games, we should have picked up the 3 points. And I just pray to God that these are not the games that cost us in the end, you know, end up losing us the title. So, yeah, we have to be positive, Liverpool fans. Go into that Tottenham game, get right behind the team, you know, put all your support, all your passion, all your, you know, passion and pride into it, and basically just stay behind the team until the end. And hopefully the lads can do it, you know. They have the belief, they have the character, they have the courage to go on and win the league, hopefully. So that's it, Liverpool fans. As I said before, thank you very much for watching the video. Please like, subscribe, make your comments in the comment section below. And we just have to watch the international games, don't we? England and this and that until the 31st of March. And we'll speak again, you know. It's good to talk to you all again. Good to see you all again. And take care of yourselves. Enjoy the time off from the league, you know. Because when we come back again on the 31st, it's going to be a hectic end to the season with a lot of games, a lot of important games. So we will have to be right up for it, you know. Right, charged, fully charged. And up for the challenge, up for the task, you know. That's it, Liverpool fans. Take care of yourselves. See you later on.